Hello again. Would you believe I ran across a drum line? As I left you last time, we talked about the idea of subdivisions. And subdivisions are that amount of space that we put in between the notes. And we can have a whole lot of space or a little bit of space. But as drummers, we learn how to break up that time into certain amounts of space. And sometimes we need all the space that we can have, and sometimes we want to fill the smaller amounts of spaces. In short, we feel like we're in the big time, and then sometimes we feel like we're in the small time. As drummers, what we try to do is we try to always maintain the idea of big time, which is going to be the time of our metronome. We said that was quarter notes last time. Let's call it quarter notes again, just for fun. And the idea of smaller and smaller time is going to be the ways that we subdivide this big time. So if that's the quarter note, one of the biggest notes that we have is a whole note, which lasts for 4 beats. It's pretty easy to play. Check it out. 1, 1. So it lasts for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now I could break that in half and play half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now every one of our major subdivisions has a triplet. So now if I went ahead and started counting triplets and got ready to go into them, I would count 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. I'm not there yet, but I'm feeling it. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3. Now if I move into half note triplets, what happens is I'm playing on the 1, starting in the same place. I'm going to play on the trip after 2, and the let after 3. It goes like this. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet. Now let's go to quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many quarters go in a dollar? That's right, 4. Now quarter notes also have triplets. To form the quarter note triplets, I'm going to still start on the 1, but I'm also going to play on the let after 1 and the trip after 2. So that'll go like this. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Kind of sounds like I'm playing outside a little bit. Of the beat, I mean. Now, let's go up to eighth notes. Eighth notes add an and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now eighth notes also have a triplet, 3 in the place of 2. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet. I can divide 4 sixteenths. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. So the 16th notes are 4 per beat. Or they're a quarter of a quarter note. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a slow-mo. 1 E and a 2 Sixteenths also have triplets, but if the eighth note triplets were based on the quarter note, the 16th note triplets are based on the eighth note. One triplet, and triplet, two triplet, and triplet, three triplet, and triplet, four triplet, and triplet. One triplet, two triplet, and triplet, three triplet, and triplet, four. Now think back to our first lesson of single strokes and double strokes. Anytime we think of double strokes, we think of 30-second notes, which are twice as fast as 16ths. So I'm going to drop back to just the 16ths. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So I'm playing single strokes, but I'm playing 16th notes. If you count them all, there's 16 in a measure. Check me. 1, 16. It's really hard to say 7, 11, 13, all those two-syllable words. They don't work for time. So that's why we use the short syllables. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and. Now I'm going to double the 16th notes. And our last exercise got up to 30 seconds. 30-second notes are twice as fast as 16ths, so I'm going to diddle. Now, if I was to break this down into halftime, I could tell you the count. Basically, it's based on the eighth note, and we're counting 16ths. I'm going to go into a halftime fill. 1E and a E and a 2E and a E and a 3E and a E and a 4E and a E and a 1E and a E and a 2E and a 3E and a E and a 4E. Back to real time. And of course, 30-second notes also have a 30-second note triplet. All the triplets are 3 in the space of 2. Back to 30 seconds. 16th triplets. Sixteenth notes. Eighth note triplets. Eighth notes. Quarter note triplets. Quarter notes. Half note triplets. Half notes. Half notes are 2 per beat, and that brings us all the way back down to our whole note, which was how many beats? That's right, 4. Now as drummers, we don't necessarily play whole notes very often on an instrument that has such a quick sound. However, one of the things that I like to use this for is take a breath in. Hold it for 4. Let it out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Don't forget to breathe when you're playing. When we're accompanying other musicians, for instance, if you're playing with a trumpet player or a flute player, you have to acknowledge their breath. They obviously have to breathe in order to play the notes. And that has something to do with their phrasing. I learned in playing with many different groups, but particularly playing with the symphony orchestra, nobody counts off, drum, 2, 3, 4. There's just a slight breath that a lot of the time the concert master will take before the conductor decides to start. Everybody takes a breath together. What I want to do is let's try that quick breath and see if we can play at the same time. Now I'll give you a hint. The breath is usually maybe an eighth note. I'm thinking and 1. So try that with me. Ready? Breathe. Did you hit on beat? So when you're playing with a band or playing by yourself, don't forget to breathe. That breath takes up a certain amount of space, and we learn how to feel the flow of the notes over that space that we're breathing in and out. Don't forget that. That's very important. If you stop breathing, you're definitely going to stop playing, and we don't want that. So breathe, keep your space, practice the subdivisions. Always practice the subdivisions to a metronome, and you'll increase your time by every step that you take of getting closer and closer to that metronome. Keep the rhythms going. It's Drum 234. Next lesson's coming up soon. Have a great day.